That's the box office breakdown for you guys. We're gonna talk about the box office, all the narratives that come into it, and what your favorite movies are doing at the box office. Let me see. Can I zoom this in a little bit more? Should I? Oh, there we go. That's good. Make sure you guys can see. Kung Fu Panda 4, which a lot of people were like late predicting that it was going to have this big turnout, because a lot of people thought it was going to come in second place to Dune Part 2. Ended up beating Dune Part 2 in its second weekend, making 57 million domestically, which is really, really great for the franchise, because Kung Fu Panda 1 made about 60 something million the first, I think 61 million domestically in its first weekend, and then Kung Fu Panda 2 and 3 kind of went down. Usually with a franchise, they want you to go up. So if you make 61 million, they expect you to go 65, 68, next one makes 70. But they dropped from a $60 million opening for the first one to a $40 million, 47, and then went to like 42. So I think that's why it was such a big gap between 3 and 4. But it looks like the interest in Kung Fu Panda is there. 57 million, almost 60 million, close to the original one. Where is my why can't I scroll over? Is it zoomed in too close for me to scroll over? Hold on. Oh yeah, I was zoomed too close. So 57 domestic, that's the total gross. Opening wide. Dune Part 2. This is really big. Blockbusters, they usually drop around 60 to 70% the second weekend, because most of the fans go and see it that first week. It's really front loaded, and it's a lot of people go see it that opening weekend, and then it drops low and kind of trickles as it goes. But it only dropped 44%. That's huge, and really huge for the box office. Currently, Dune Part 2 is at $157 million at the box office. It was made on a $190 million budget, and that's just domestic, which is huge. I think that's really, really huge for the film. I'm really excited. It couldn't happen to a better film. I hope that it has another small drop again, because this week we don't have like a big movie. I can see Dune Part 2 being number one next week, because Kung Fu Panda has been divisive. I haven't watched any reviews because I didn't go to see the movie. I'm not really interested in seeing the movie. I only saw the first one. So I can see it had a big drop off, because it seems like not everybody's super excited about Kung Fu Panda 4. Maybe wait for streaming for it after that big baffle opening. And I can see Dune Part 2, a lot of people going to check it out because it has such positive word of mouth, and having another small drop and really just getting close. I think this movie may end up in like the $700 million range, which would be big, because the first one ended in like the $400 million range, but it opened during the pandemic. It also was simultaneous on streaming on the HBO Max same day thing they were doing during the pandemic. So if it makes $700 million, that's really big. I think we're going to get a Dune Part 3, which we do Messiah, and this is really big for Denis Villeneuve, obviously, being a big director, I think, and also big for Timothee Chalamet, as he did it great with Wonka. That ended up being around $600 million. And then for him to do it again, being the lead role for Dune Part 2 and being really the lead and carrying the film really well. If this ends up being a $700 million, that's back to back. And then his next role is going to be Bob Dylan. So he's going to be doing a biopic, and his ideas that he wants to do for it, to make a cinematic universe biopic where like Austin Butler Elvis is shown in there, and then maybe Bob Marley from Benedict King is in there. I think that would be very interesting if he could pull that off. So we have that, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be signing up for other things. I'm pretty sure Wonka 2 will happen, and then Dune Part 3 will happen. But this is really big for those. Imaginary, which is a film I saw and I didn't get a chance to review it. I don't know if I'm gonna put my review out yet. Maybe a short one if I do it. Did 9 million. That's low, but it's big because the budget for this film was 10 million. Which, after watching the film, makes a lot of sense. So this movie is gonna make back his budget and more. Horror movies and Blumhouse just does well. You know what I mean? It does well. They just know how to draw people in with haunting of silly things. They haunted a doll with Megan. They haunted a pool with Night Swim, and now they're haunting a bear with Imaginary. While the movie is not great, I had fun watching it. It's a good, that's stupid kind of movie, horror film, and it's doing well at the box office considering its budget. It's gonna make back. It's gonna make some money. I don't think I don't think the marketing was too high for this one. Thing is, with this, it helps Blumhouse, but doesn't help anybody else. I don't think the director is going to get anything off of this. Well, the director did Night Swim. It seems like Blumhouse likes him, so I guess they'll continue using him. But like the stars in the film, like the Wise, and some of the other people, I don't think this is really going to be a big help for them because critically, this movie's is tanking crazy. Cabrini, which is a faith-based film from Angel Studios, who did Sound of Freedom, which ended doing boffo business last year, came in with a $7 million budget, which is not bad because these films are very low budget movies, so it's gathering support. It may have long legs because it has very positive audience scores and reviews. So I think Cabrini could do really good long term at the box office. Bob Marley One Love obviously did a really good job. It finally dropped from number 2 to number 5. This was its 4th weekend. It's at 89 million, doing way better than people thought. It only dropped 45%, and I think it's coming to PVOD soon. This is very big for Ben Adair King, or King. I don't know how to say his name properly. I apologize to that man. And the director of this film, who seems like he can do like movies that are crowd pleasers. So I expect those two people to get something off of this. Ordinary Angels, another faith-based film. We're going to be seeing more faith-based films as we go. Not doing like amazing. It only dropped 46%, but people expected to do bigger business because it had 2 well-known actors. I don't want to call them stars in it. Obviously, Madam Web completely continuing to tank, dropped 65%, only in its 4th weekend, only making $42 million on like $100 and something million budget. Obviously, this movie, I think this movie is going to make a lot of money on rental and stream, and it's going to do really well on streaming for curiosity and hate watching. Migration continued to do really, really well, only dropping 57% in its 12th weekend, making $125 million domestically, making a really lot of money internationally. Movie success. We may get a sequel, we'll see, and hopefully it does well as well. A really small film, only in 200 theaters, YOLO, starring I think Rachel Zegler. Did $87 million. That's about what these small films do, about $800,000 to $1 million. And The Chosen finally starting to drop out. These are the last few episodes. I think is this the debut of these? No, this is the 2nd week of these episodes. So, doing okay. And then Wonka, ended up on streaming. I think it's on HBO Max now from last week. So it's starting to pull out of theaters, not making as much money, but 217 million. Like I was saying, with Timothee Chalamet is big. Same thing with Beekeeper. It's on streaming now. People are going to go watch it on streaming. Demon Slayer, not doing as well as people thought. I think the momentum of these, you take the last few episodes of the last season and add the first episode of the next season and make it a movie, is on a downturn. And I think they're going to need to release like just actual movies in theaters like My Hero does. But yeah, it's not doing great. 73% drop in its 3rd weekend. So that's the narrative for that. But the rest of this is like Argylle, which is a flop. It was $200 million budget and it's only making $44 million. Probably is doing really well on streaming. Perfect Days, a lot of people didn't go check it out after its Oscar nomination. Maybe now people might go check it out because it was nominated for Best International Film, but we'll see. American Fiction, Poor Things, all these films might get bumps coming into next week because of the Oscar nominations. And Love Lies Bleeding, which is going to go wide. Obviously, it was only in 5 theaters. Made $167,000. We'll be going wide. I have my tickets for this on Friday. I'm excited to check it out. It's $824, and I heard it's really, really good. And unfortunately, John Way Dolls is a complete flop. This is on rental already, only making $4 million in its 3rd week. It had $30 million budget, unfortunately. So yeah. And the rest of the thing is like just a bunch of the mixture of Oscar films and old blockbusters and stuff like that's been out. So let's move on to the next thing. Oh yeah, next subject. Okay, what coming out this week? I'm adding physical media into this. I think that that we should do that. I love physical media and we should know what's coming out. So March 12th, which is today, so you could get these in stores. Abyss, on 4K, which has been talked about for a long time. Finally comes out in the United States. It's a 4K remaster of that film. True Lies on 4K, Aliens in 4K, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in 4K, the original Kung Fu Panda in 4K, Quigley Down Under in 4K, Wish in 4K Steelbook, Aquaman Steelbook, The Running Man 4K, Event Horizon 4K, Dragon Slayer in 4K, Color Purple in 4K are all out today. You can go to wherever your local store is and check them out. And yeah, those are all the 4Ks that are coming out this particular week. So let me know in the comments down below and in the live stream, what are you going to pick up this week in terms of physical media? Are you going to check out any of these out, or are you going to wait for a sale? Let me know. And then moving on to the next thing, we're just going to finish this out and then I'll take comments, is what's streaming? What's on streaming this week in terms of renting and actually on streaming? 2 days ago, To Kill a Tiger, which was up for an Oscar, this coming Oscar for documentary, is now on streaming. I believe it's on Netflix March 8th. It's already on Netflix. So you can definitely check that out. What Happens Later, which was the big return for Meg Ryan to rom-com, is going to be on Paramount Plus March 10th, which is already out. And then on March 12th, which is today, Drive Away Dolls, which is a movie I liked, but you can now rent, is out. You can get it on rental. Origins, which is a film that a lot of people said got snubbed at the Oscars, came out today as well. So I finally get to check out. How much is the rental price? You don't put the rental price? Usually they put the rental price on the site. I'll check it out. I still want to check the full amount. I heard it's amazing. Kenny Sparks, friend of the channel, said it was amazing. And sometimes I think about dying, which Through the Lens, friend of the channel, told me today it was an amazing film. Came out this year. Okay, so it's a film that came out this year. I'm gonna go check it out. It's now available for rental. It's starring Daisy Ridley, and I heard it's actually a great film. Rachel Lambert, who is a director I've heard of, directed it. So let me tell you the synopsis. Fran likes to think about dying. It brings sensation to her quiet life. When she makes the new guy at work laugh, it leads to more, a date, a slice of pie, a conversation is sparked. The only thing standing in their way is Fran herself. Sounds interesting. I'm gonna definitely check out Origin and sometimes I think about dying. March 14th, which is in 2 days, Frida comes out on I believe is rental. Yes, March 14th on Prime Video. So you can definitely check this out on Prime Video. Taylor Swift Eras Tour, the Taylor's version, was like the extended edition, is coming out on Disney Plus March 14th. If you any Swifties in the comments wanted to finally check that out, I might check it out and see what's going on. And March 15th, which is hold up, Friday, Animal Kingdom is going to be out. Dream Scenario, a new Lindsay Lohan rom-com called The Irish Wish. Stop Motion, which came out recently in theaters and I heard it was really good, is going to be on March 15th. If you want to rent it, for you people who have Shudder, it'll be on at the end of the month. I might watch it then because I have Shudder. And Trolls Band Together, which came out last year in November, is going to be on Peacock. Yeah, and that's it for this week in terms of what you can rent, stream, buy on streaming. A lot of films that you can check out of very different things. Definitely, I highly recommend Dream Scenario. This is one of my favorite films from last year. I highly recommend checking this out. This is going to be on HBO Max on the 15th. So definitely check it out. It's also going to be coming out on physical media. I'm surprised they didn't have that on the 4K releases. And then in terms of what's coming out in theaters this week, Arthur the King, the new Mark Wahlberg film about him being like a cross-country athlete and a dog that's guiding his way but is sick, is coming out. I heard that it was the AMC Unseen film. I heard it was a cute movie starring Simu Liu as well, and Juliet Rylance and other people in the film that I haven't heard of. But it sounds like a cute family movie. So I want to go check it out maybe in a matinee. That's something you could check out. A new Michael Keaton thriller is coming out called Knox Goes Away. Follows John Knox, who's Keaton, a contract killer with a rapidly evolving form of dementia, who was offered the opportunity to redeem himself by saving the life of an adult son with whom he has been estranged. That actually sounds pretty cool. I love Michael Keaton. That might be a good movie. It has James Marsden, has Michael Keaton, and a couple other films that actors I haven't heard of. That's going to be in theaters. A movie that I don't really want to see, but I'm going to see. The American Society of Magical Negroes. Oh God. That is coming out. Close these other tabs. For centuries, there has been a society hidden in plain sight working on a secret to protect Black people from harm. It's called the American Society of Magical Negroes. I really wish that was what it was about, but it's about like protecting them and making white people happy. This is not the type of original Black content I want to see, but we'll see what's going on. One of my friends want to go see it, so we'll see it together. I think on Saturday if I have time. Snack Shack, which is I saw this trailer when I went to go see Driveway Dolls. Looks really fun. It looks like a really cool slice of life film. Nebraska City, summer 1981. Inseparable best friends AJ and Muzi seize the opportunity to run the local pool's rundown snack shack after their plan to gamble on dog races and sell home-brewed beer goes down the drain. Dreaming of striking it rich, things take an unexpected turn when they meet Brooke, an effortlessly cool lifeguard who puts their big summer plans and their friendship at risk. Sounds like a classic story, an old school story, and as far as it's not coming out during the summer, but it sounds interesting. I don't think I'm gonna go to theater and watch this, but I'll definitely go check it out eventually. And yeah, Love Lies Bleeding is going to get a wide release in theaters, which I'm going to go check out. And we have some limited stuff like The French Girl, Uproar, Prey, which is a documentary, Vader, which is a documentary, Animal Kingdom, which is a documentary, and all this other stuff is in streaming. So let me know in the comments down below, what are you interested in checking out on streaming in theaters? What physical media you're going to be buying and renting soon.